Donald Trump posted a super racist video in response to Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer trying to avoid a government shutdown. I have that coming for you. Ben Meiselas, I thought, had an amazing summation of all of this and where this is all heading and why it's heading in the direction it is. And I want to let you know why this government shutdown is going to happen. I'm going to show you this Trump thing in a bit, and I have all the responses to it. But I think it's important that we talk about why this government shutdown is going to happen. First off, Republicans control everything. Presidency, Senate, the House. If they wanted to keep this shit open, they could. Okay, now, the reason why the Democrats aren't going to fund this government is because Obamacare subsidies are going to go out in November. And if they're not renewed, I'm going to show you in just a second, your healthcare is likely to increase by a lot. Your insurance premiums are going up. That's almost guaranteed unless something is done about it. So that's why these guys are fighting. And I think it's a noble fight. I wish they were to tie more to it, the stuff around ICE and funding funding really what is a nationalized military going against its own people. But I think this is a tangible thing, and I think it's good. Okay? So here is just some reporting on the healthcare stuff. I just think it's really important to talk about why Obamacare bills may double next year. The vast majority of people enrolled in plans under the Affordable Care Act receive additional federal tax credits that were first expanded by Biden in Congress in 2021. I gotta be honest, I had no idea that was a thing. I think one of the things that previous White House did great was they really did improve the lives of Americans. What they did poorly in that White House was they didn't really tell us about it. I had no idea that existed. That's awesome that this is a thing. Now, those subsidies are set to expire at the end of the year are now the subject of a standoff, as I said, between Democrats and Republicans. The Democrats want to extend it. Republicans don't. Okay. Republican leaders have cited the House cost of the subsidies estimated about $350 billion over 10 years in potential fraud and enrollments for the program. And they've balked at attaching an extension onto this month's short-term spending bill. By the way, as we talked about yesterday, really crazy that they're balking at $350 billion, which is really not that much in consideration of how much our budget is each year. $14 trillion each year, $350 over 10 years. Give me a break. We just gave $20 billion to Argentina. We can't spend, $35 billion for 1 year on us. Anyways, if the deal is not struck, more than 20 million Americans will face higher insurance premiums next year. And there's an estimate that says the share of premiums could increase by an average of more than 75%. And about 2 million people are expected to lose their coverage next year if the extra funding expires. This is a disaster. It's a disaster. But here is how Sean Hannity is putting it. They've kind of gotten their marching orders and they're like trying to blame it on like giving healthcare to illegal aliens. Now, everything I just read to you is true. Everything I read to you is true. Those are Americans who are going to get hurt, but they're talking about illegal aliens.
And then the Democrats want something else as well. And this is important. They want an extension of Joe Biden's Obamacare subsidies. They were designed to be a temporary measure during COVID, a health emergency. What does that mean? Well, thanks to the brilliance of Obamacare, anyone in America doesn't have health insurance, legal or illegal, basically has two options: get on government-funded Medicaid or buy a plan on the Obamacare exchange. Unfortunately, most of those Obamacare exchange plans are basically useless. They cost a ton of money and they cover almost nothing. And remember, until Donald Trump came along, there was a major tax penalty for any American that didn't have Obamacare.
All right, well, I have Obamacare and it is awesome and it's not expensive. So I don't know what he's talking about. I wish we just had nationalized healthcare for sure. I mean, maybe not right now because we have a crazy person running the government, but I guess if we had a normal democracy, it'd be nice to have. But regardless, Obamacare is great. It's a lifesaver. Now, as I said, Donald Trump posted this racist ass meme.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans.
By the way, that's obviously AI. That's Chuck Schumer's AI voice. It's not anything he said.
Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
Really nice stuff, right? President of the United States posting stuff like that. Now, this Republican happened to have a CNN interview that same day, was asked about it. Here's a profile and courage.
Is that appropriate in your view?
Look, I think sometimes the president plays with the press like a little boy and a flashlight and a dog. And he's shining the flashlight here and he's shining it there. What he's saying is this offer from the Democrats is ridiculous.
Senator Roger Marshall, you are a bitch. You are a bitch. You are a bitch. You can't just say that wasn't good for the president to do, bitch. What the fuck? Why are you even in office if you can't defend what we all know to be wrong or right? Absurd. Absurd. I'm not even going to give you the last minute of your stupid speech because we all know that is inappropriate. And you can't even say the bare minimum of like, the president shouldn't have posted that, but blah, 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 blah. The president was joking. Give me a break. Give me a break. Sorry to be upset. Anyways, Hakeem Jeffries responded to it by saying this. Not bad. Not bad, Hakeem Jeffries. Okay. Chuck Schumer said, if you think your shutdown is a joke, it just proves what we all know. You can't negotiate. You can only throw tantrums. You know what? Okay, I'll give it to you, player. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for Chuck Schumer on the internet. Okay. Now, JD Vance also said that we're heading towards a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing. We don't have power. You could do it. You could do it. If you want to fund this stupid government, you could figure it out. We do not have any power. Actually, what they probably will do is the Senate will get rid of the filibuster just to do it. MAGA Mike Johnson also said the thing about illegal aliens. I'm not going to play you the propaganda. Ron Philip Bukowski said, you've got to say a lot of prayers for forgiveness in the House chapel after lying like this every day. He does it so effortlessly, though, and not even a hint of remorse or regret, because when it really comes down to it, Trump is Mikey's Messiah. I think what I'm going to do is post this video before I post the Grindr video, but do stay tuned for that. There is a Grindr video involving Mike Johnson. All right, I'm going to end with this because I thought this was extremely smart. It was extremely smart. I got to give props to Ben from Midas Touch. He asked, why did Trump not allow the press to be there in the White House to record the meeting with the Democratic leaders? Very interesting question. I haven't thought about that. No, he loves a show. Didn't want it there. Didn't want it there. Ask yourself another question. Why, if Donald Trump claims he brought in $17 trillion, why are we facing the crisis of a government shutdown? Because if he brought in $17 trillion, there's so much money to go around that there's no need to have these types of funding discussions. But you know the answer, and that's what he says, that we have actually a $2 trillion deficit because of the Republicans. And then he asks, why does MAGA Mike Johnson and the Republicans cancel work on Monday and Tuesday, the 2 days before the shutdown? And he suggests because Donald Trump wants a shutdown. And why does he want a shutdown? He wants to shut down because he wants to blame Democrats for the mess it created. And then he wants to utilize the shutdown to behave even more as an authoritarian. So he's looking forward to this shit. And he's clearly reveling in it by posting stupid, childish memes. Well, anyways, if you like the video, please hit like in the video. I think this is going to be a crazy moment in America we're heading towards. And we are going to follow all of it. And we are going to shine a light on it. And we are going to expose it. For sure. And I'll see you next time. Oh, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.